Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time coming in or tuning in, K9s or the PBC Dog Talking News, where I give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut every time I drop it. Big shout out to all the brothers and sisters taking care of them pets across the world, from the top of the globe to the bottom of the globe. We're about to get into some of this dog news today. Breaking news. You know, we got some things to talk about here. Hope everybody having a great day, man. Hope everybody having a great day. Ready to have a great weekend, a great safe weekend, a great legal weekend. That's what it's all about, my brothers. You know, as you're going to see in this video that we're going to be talking about. You know, I've been giving you all the buzz from South Carolina over the past couple months, you know. But we're going to go to another state right now. You know, we're going to go to another state. And, man, I always tell brothers, it's easier to get you out of trouble. No, let me take that back. I started that all wrong. It's easier to keep you from getting in trouble than it is to get you out of trouble. You know how our parents used to say it, trouble easy to get into, but hard to get out. You know, same old saying, man, same old saying. But like I always say, man, when it comes to these dogs, you know, I find out that what I'm coming to find is a lot of people still don't understand what's going on. You know, when you're doing legitimate stuff with your dogs, when you're doing legitimate stuff to get your money, you see, this is not just about the dogs. You can be going to the shows, but you're still doing something illegal on this end. And then now, you already know once you get caught up on the illegal tip with the drugs, with the guns, it's automatically dog fighting. You got to prove it in court, right? Say you got to take it to trial, right? So that's when we come back to this particular subject. You got to take it. Oh, I wasn't dog fighting. I got to take it to trial. Okay, you're going to take this whole thing to trial, not just the dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know, so are you going to plead guilty to this and not guilty to the dogs? It ain't going to work like that because it's all one case. And when you're trying to play hardball, they're going to play hardball with you. So, you know, somehow or another, you know, it gets stuck in folks' head that you can't enjoy your dogs out here. See, you wrong, my brothers. You wrong, my sisters. Hint to them tree huggers. Y'all can kiss as much ass as you've been kissing yesterday and the day before and last week. You know? See, I always say this, and I said this from day one. You can't get bullied with these dogs. But when you're doing illegal shit, you ain't got no other choice but to be bullied with these dogs. You see? This ain't a game, and like I said on my last video, this dog game, the way y'all want to play it, the way y'all want to play the dog game, is a young man's sport. You got to be able to give them people 10 to 15 years of your life when you want to play that dog game that y'all want to play. You're not saying that you're going to get that, but you got to be willing just to give that when you want to play that game. Not the dope game, because them total different charges that they're going to add on top of that, you know, when you want to go to trial. So you end up pleading guilty to dog fighting and whatever else you got going on. See, this situation that I'm about to show you now is a prime example of that. You know, how one thing leads to another. In this particular situation, they said they got a tip about a dog fighting situation they may need to look into. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. If you're not getting notifications, unsubscribe, subscribe back again, hit the notification bell, and you're getting the notifications. Or just hit the notification bell if you haven't hit it yet. But this situation we got here, man, another sad situation, because we always say we don't want to see nobody get in trouble. Nobody wants to see nobody get in trouble. you know. But the thing is, you gotta understand, man. You gotta understand it like this right here, right? If you're doing your thing in that game, then you might better leave them dogs alone. Cause see, I said this one time before, and I'm gonna say this again. When you got dogs and they know you got drugs, just say if you a big time drug dealer or big time whatever you is, and you got dogs in the yard, it's automatic. They can come for that dog warrant, and that dog warrant gonna leave them in the house without getting you on any kind of distribution or anything like that. That dog warrant gonna leave them in the house to look for them drugs. You see, they don't gotta get the drug warrant when you got a yard full of dogs. Now, like I always say, man, I like to get to the important stuff in this dog game. Stuff that matter, stuff that's gonna matter to each and every brother out here in this dog game, and it's gonna make a difference of what and how you feel about this dog game and how you move forward in this dog game. Big shout out and big salute to all my brothers and sisters across this country, from South Carolina to California, to Maine, to Florida, to Texas, man. All the way up past North Dakota and all that. Salute to all the dog brothers, man. We got to support trying to stay safe, trying to stay legal, trying to stay legitimate when it comes to these animals. You know, we can always say, oh, they don't want the black fellas to have the dogs, or they own the black guys for having the dogs. But this is just honest truth, what I'm giving you right here. You know, I would say that if I wasn't doing the news. I would say that if I wasn't doing the news. I would say that if I wasn't doing the news. And I said that multiple times so you can hear me saying it and understand. I would say that if I wasn't doing the news. I done did the news on my white brothers, my black brothers, my Spanish brothers. They don't care what color you is. What makes it seem like they picking at the black brothers is the drugs. Now, we can always say this, you know, what makes them tie the drugs and the dogs? But that'll be common sense. That'll be a common sense question to ask anybody. We know what makes them tie that to the dogs and the drugs together. Forget about relying on common sense, saying, oh, the drug money buy all your lavish things, anything you want to buy, it'll buy this, it'll buy that, it'll buy the dogs, it'll buy this. Forget about saying that. How can they link the drugs and the dogs? Easy. When you have all this crazy stuff going down at them shows, brothers going to these shows with fentanyl. Let me speak on that real quick before I get into this other stuff. Like, unless you taking that yourself, fentanyl, why would you have fentanyl at a dog show? Why would you have any drugs at a dog show besides what you're using yourself? If you do coke, take you however you do it. If you do weed, smoke your weed. If you drink your whatever you do, you should only have enough on you for your own personal consumption. But yet brothers wonder why they be on the news, and then they want to call names, they want to pick, they want to choose, they want to say, oh, this person wrong, this and that, when you make jackass moves in this dog game. Now, I've been screaming this from day one. My motto, drugs and dogs don't mix. Faster than I can tell you it don't mix, them folk locking these brothers and sisters up across this country. Now, when I say brothers and sisters, that don't mean, oh, I agree with what they doing. I'm just speaking on as a human. Brothers and sisters. Locking folk up across the country faster than I can get it out. If you like dogs and your drug game is mediocre, you playing with yourself. Get out that game. Let that game go. I told you before, and that's why I said that with the small amounts that I said it with on the last video. I say, oh, use a 50 flipper. Now that little 50 flip got all 20, 30 of them dogs, 40 of them dogs took. Or use a 50 flipper, a gram for folk that don't know what that is, enough to make you $100, maybe 75, maybe 60. It just depends on how the structure of the work. And please tell me, anybody in the chat, anybody listening, anybody that may hear this later on down the line, please tell me that a gram of dope won't get you that dog fighting charge. I done reported it already. I done gave y'all articles and news reports on situations you would think is unbelievable if I wouldn't give you the actual news article showing you and I'm just talking about it, telling, or somebody let me on their channel and I'm just telling the story. You wouldn't even believe half that shit. And the thing about it, man, me, myself, personally, I never realized how much people was getting in trouble about these dogs. And don't y'all know the dog trouble lead to other trouble to my brothers that's in the game? Don't you know, oh, he got jammed up with the dogs. He got jammed up with anything. Now, see, back in the days, the dogs wouldn't get you off. Nowadays, the dogs might get you off for some type of charge or whatever you got going on because they're making the dogs a serious issue. So, oh, man, I know somebody got some dogs over here. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 boom. You know? And the only way you can beat that is to fly straight. There is no trying to hide. There is no ducking. There is no trying to wear a mask and none of that type of shit when it comes to the American Pit Bull Terrier that we are so grateful to have in the modern day time. The same dog that Mr. John P. Kobe and Mr. Lightner and all the rest of them brothers have. We can have that dog, so you got to fly right with that dog, you know? And guess what? Over the last couple years, you know, because time flies, over the last couple years, we've been getting so much criticism. And I say we because it's more than me. Other brothers as well that try to stay on this positive note with these dogs get so much criticism because we don't want to do the fighting stuff that a lot of these brothers want to be known for on these social media platforms, on this Facebook, known in the public for. We don't want to be known for none of that type of stuff, you know? So when we doing the right things with our dogs, you know, and making it known and enjoying ourselves, you know, and letting you see it's cool to enjoy yourself legally with the dogs. You know, you're not no nerd, you're not no sucker because you're not doing what the next brother do. Make your own way out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Make them want to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all, man, you'll be the Carver, you'll be the Don Mayfield, the Kobe, all them other folk, man. They good, they great dog men from the past. We salute them. You know what I'm saying? But we're in modern day time now, and in modern day time, you got your modern day Kobe's, your modern day Carvers, your modern day Mayfields, your modern day Lightners, and all that other shit. Y'all just don't want to acknowledge that shit. I can't be all of them. I ain't trying to be none of them. I'm PBK. You know what I'm saying? I'm Hirsch. I'm my own man. But at the end of the day, I ain't going to bow down, drop down, or say, oh, what I'm doing is beneath anything them dog brothers or any other dog brother in the past did. You know what I'm saying? Straight up simple, man. We're in different times now. You got to know how to adapt to the situation out here now. You know? You can look around and see what's going on around you. Them folk ain't just messing with any and everybody. They messing with certain people. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all. If you can't take care of 50, get your 20. That's too much. Get your 10. That's too much. Get your 5, then to the 1. Never overwhelm yourself. Y'all brothers getting caught with, and I'm not talking about this, what I'm about to talk about tonight as far as this video. I'm talking about in general. Brothers getting caught with skinny ass dogs when you got 30, 40, 50 dogs, 60 dogs, skinny ass dogs, when all you had to do is cut down on your numbers. You know what I'm saying? Use your math that you learned and went to school for all these mother effing years, man. Went to school for 12 years for math. Use it. And problem solving and all that stuff we had to take them BSAP tests for and all that other type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Them placement classes. Use all that shit, man. Oh, we quick to say, oh man, we went to school 12 years and don't need half that shit. Yeah, you right. You right when you don't want to use half the shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to use it. If you want to use it, you need every damn thing that they taught you. You know, and I'm going to say it like this. Every damn thing they taught you. You know why? You know, if you want to use it. Even the stuff that we know isn't true. You wouldn't know certain things isn't true if they wouldn't have taught it to you. You know? Like I said, man, at the end of the day, when it comes to these dogs, you either gonna fly the right road or you gonna fly on the other road. It ain't no, oh, I'ma do this, I'm making my moves, I'm doing my thing. It's flying straight. And then, oh, I got the dogs, I'm going to shows. I ain't doing no fighting, I'm going to shows. You know what I'm saying? And thinking that shit ain't gonna make you look like a dog fighter. Brothers and sisters across America, I keep telling y'all, stop listening to my Mexican brothers. Stop listening to my European brothers because your dumb ass ain't in Europe or Mexico. You in the great US of A, and they don't play that shit. They don't play it, man. I keep telling y'all. But hey, some gonna like it and some ain't. It just is what it is, man. Big salute to all them brothers with them great looking puppies across the country that I see across them social media platforms. Big salute to all y'all brothers. You know, big salute to all y'all sisters out there with some great looking dogs. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and I'm gonna get back on to this dog fighting buster in Savannah. One thing we better work on in this dog game, as the dog community whole, is that backdoor racism shit. You know, it just is what it is. Everybody got great dogs. You just gotta face it. You know what I'm saying? You got black brothers with great dogs, white brothers with great dogs, Spanish brothers with great dogs. Everybody got great dogs. You know what I'm saying? Get used to it, and all that other bullshit need to be cut out. Back in the days, the dog game was a game that brought people together of all creeds and colors, no matter if they really didn't like each other. The dog game will bring them together. You know, it ain't like that now because it's getting too much talking, too much ego in the way with a bunch of talking and all that shit and no action. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like a whole different era. Motherfucker really don't care if they fuck with you or not. You know, and let me say it like this right here, right? Because back in the days, it wasn't no internet. A lot of them brothers that don't like you, whether they was black, they didn't like a white person, or they was white, they didn't like a black person. They may not have liked you, but it was no other way to communicate with other people outside of the few that they knew, or the dog men that they knew. Now it's the internet. Motherfucker cut you off and don't miss a beat. Don't miss a step. Man, I don't fuck with them. And sell to nothing but whoever they want to sell to, and won't miss a beat. Social media era. So what I'm saying, man, is, you know, dead all the bullshit. You know, let's be owning some great dogs. You know, when it comes to these dogs and certain comments that brothers make about these dogs, it's just like basketball. Just like basketball, man. It's like, right, if you make a comment about a dog, which you allow your opinion about it, I don't care who you is on a podcast, you allow whatever opinion you want to say about a dog, right? Okay, cool. That's understandable. But you got to look at it from both ends of the spectrum, right? Look at it like basketball. Stephen A. Smith. He get criticized all the time by basketball players because he says stuff about the game that he haven't been through, right? He speak about, oh, I could do this. This player not doing this or this player not doing that because of things he haven't been through. So the players criticize him. Oh man, you couldn't even score 2 points in high school, blah, 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 blah. Same thing here. You're going to get the same kind of criticism when you try to say things about the dog game that you didn't experience or you didn't go through, but you speaking on it from a fancier standpoint. You speaking on it from a commentator standpoint, which you're allowed to do. But the players, the old players, are allowed to speak their word as well, and you got to understand where they feel. If you're speaking about Mayday, if you're speaking about Big John, if you're speaking about Sambo, if you're speaking about Yellow, if you're speaking about Jeep, if you're speaking about Eli, if you're speaking about Bolio, Honey Bunch, any dog, you got to understand, you got brothers who've been through these eras. If you're speaking from it from a point of view that you just commentating, you got brothers who've been through these eras and they feel certain kind of ways, like the basketball players that played in the game, that started. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was on the team and you rode the bench the whole time, you never got in the game. When you start making statements to the people that started, the people that really busting their ass out there, they're going to feel some kind of way. So that's all it is, man. That's all it is. And like I said, a lot of times, if you really bulldog or if you really got the love for the dogs, a lot of this stuff, man, y'all boys hold grudges too long about bullshit comments about your dogs. A person can be talking trash about your dogs and you want to hold a grudge for a whole year. That's how I know you ain't got no bulldog in you. You know what I'm saying? Period. Or either, like I said before, you trying to establish a name without doing it the right way. But like I said, man, I got something coming for y'all brothers and y'all sisters, and it's coming live in effect from Savannah, Georgia. Coming live from Savannah. You know where you got it from first. You know where you heard it. Like I said, man, oh boy, look good. This news be hard to do sometimes. It be hard to do sometimes, but I gotta give it to my brothers and I gotta give it to my sisters. And I got to say this as a disclaimer. I don't give this news for nobody to duck and hide. I give this news and I'm looking you dead in your eyes and tell you this when I'm telling you this. I give you this news so you can see that grass ain't green as you think it is on the other side of that fence. You might want to laugh at us. You might want to call us this. You might want to say our dogs is punks. Our dogs is pretty. Our dogs is this. It just is what it is. It is what it is, my brother. And that's another thing, man. Y'all boys, you must be a lot of y'all brothers out there across this dog community. From California to Maine to Miami. You better start getting used to them game, real bulldogs that's pretty. You know what I'm saying? Pretty. They ain't got to be ugly. You know what I'm saying? Get used to seeing them pretty dogs that's running shit. PB K9s, we about to get into this Savannah dog fighting situation. I've been holding my brothers and sisters back long enough. We'll talk about it when we done. Like I said before, man, we got to stop getting caught up with all this shit when we got these bulldogs. PB K9s, y'all hit that like button up, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Let's get into it.
I do want to give you a live look. Checking out Norwood and Central Avenue out in Sandfly area of Savannah, where we are following some breaking news. This is the scene out there. See, the sheriff's office says they're raiding a location in connection to a possible dog fighting ring. Sheriff tells WTOC 16 dogs have been seized so far. Chatham County Animal Services is also out there on the scene. We are still working to get more details. As you can see, it's a very crowded scene out there, so please avoid that area. They do have it taped off as a lot of the emergency vehicles are out there. As soon as we get more details, we'll keep you updated both on air and at WTOC.com.
Chatham County Sheriff's Office. Listen, today I'm excited about an operation that was a success today. It started with a neighborhood tip that led to an investigation that led to what you see here. So happy about the efforts of the Chatham County Sheriff's Office in combating crime in this county, as well as being proactive when we talk about crime prevention. Major Street, come on up here, Major. Your guys today performed an operation that you received some information on. Obviously, it was a great success. Won't you tell everyone a little bit about this operation?
The SORT team, which was led by Captain Harley, they went and put they were actually doing a SORT operation, saw something that didn't seem quite right. They brought it to us. We talked about it, and they went and they observed, they investigated, and developed probable cause. And 2 warrants, search warrants, were issued today. And this is the result of the search warrants. So a lot of drugs, a lot of money, a lot of guns, more money, and we have pictures of dogs. And there were 13, I believe it was 13, am I correct? 13 dogs were removed from the property. I cannot say enough about everybody that helped on this, because this was a entire sheriff operation. We had our K9, we had people from CIU, we had people from Fugitive Recovery, we had people from Street Ops. Obviously, the SORT team was involved, and our people did something for this community. This is a blight on our society, and our guys have taken it off the street. And for that, I'm very proud. Thank you, Sheriff.
Listen, before I let Captain Harley came here, who was the commander of this operation, before he comes up and speaks about what we have here, I just want you to see what's going on here. I mean, listen, when I look at this, I see how we prevented all of these illegal narcotics, all of these drugs, prevented them from being sold and distributed out through Chatham County. This is how serious this is. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Now, Captain's going to come and he's going to explain everything that we have on the table, but just take a look at this. Take a look at this. Zoom in on these weapons right here. This right here possibly prevented the next murder or shooting in Chatham County. Take a look at this. Take a look at it. Get a close up on these weapons so we can see here what we got. Come on over. Here we also have some more illegal narcotics here, and we also seized a large sum of cash. So this is a great job. This is about being proactive in Chatham County. This is about crime prevention. This is about keeping the Chatham County community safe. This is what the Sheriff's Department is all about. This is what our partners with all the other municipal agencies, this is what this is about. This is what this is about. Keeping you safe here in Chatham County. Captain, come on here and explain to us what we actually have here on the table.
Yes, sir. As you can see from right to left, you have various large amounts of marijuana that is, in some cases, heat sealed and brought to what we believe to be this location where we did the search warrants today to later be distributed into the community. As part of this, as you go down, you'll see the heat sealer, which is consistent with drug distributions. The money counter, which is self-explanatory. You have your digital scale for a weigh-in, which further goes into the distribution point. The various step of narcotics. We also found during the operation they had so many drugs on site that it would appear that they forgot about maybe a barrel that they had previously buried that we found, which is why this is darker marijuana, like it had been there for a period of time. Like they talked about, this is just one of very many examples that were seized today that will support that of dog fighting and inhumane treatment to dogs, which is the focus of the investigation was that on suspected dog fighting as well as distribution of controlled substances. To go down, obviously, what the drug sales are about, the money, again, more controlled substances. And with any type of property in the drug trade, you're going to try to do what you can to defend yourself, to protect it. Hence all the various firearms that were located during the search warrant that speaks to how narcotic trafficking and violence can go hand in hand. Down here, we talk again about the heat seal bags. So there you saw the larger amounts that have been yet to be broken down. You have the same thing here, the heat seal bags, which are indicative of drug trafficking. Again, other forms of drugs. And then what we believe to be well over $100,000 cash, just large sums of money, which unfortunately is why so many people are involved in drug trafficking because of the proceeds that can be gained.
Thank you, Cap. And so as you can see with the assault rifles, preventing the possible next murder here in Chatham County, preventing the next sale of illegal narcotics here in Chatham County. Zoom in on this here for me. I mean, look at this. This is disguised in a Skittle bag. You know, kids could have gotten a hold of this. All the cash. Look at the scale. Zoom in on this so they can see it. Look at this. We hadn't tested yet. We believe that we may have some fentanyl here. Zoom in on that so they can see it. This is the efforts of the Chatham County Sheriff's Office, as well as the community, because it's the community that led us to this tip, that this was going on. This was going on. All right, put the camera back on me. Just let me say this for a second. The foundation of this operation was established through a tip of dog fighting. As a result of this operation, we were able to rescue 13 to 16 dogs. All now are safe with the Chatham County Animal Control Center. But animal cruelty is a crime. It's illegal. Dogs, they bleed, they have heartbeats. They're animals who depend on humans for their care and well-being. And as sheriff, I'm proud to say that the success of this operation today was the rescue of those animals. I was able to go by the pound earlier, every animal one by one. And just to see the look on those animal faces would almost break your heart. It would break your heart. This is a win today for the good guys. Right? This is something to be celebrated. That we are in this together. We are in this with you here at the Chatham County Sheriff's Office to keep the community and the residents of Chatham County safe. And we're going to continue our efforts. We're not going to lack up. We're not going to go easy. And as we hear from you, we're going to look into everything. And if it's something that requires our attention, we're going to give it to you. Because we care about you. We care about Chatham County. Again, I take my hats off to Major Street and Captain Harley and all of these guys and all of these gentlemen for the investigators and their hard work. To let you know, the Chatham County Sheriff's Office is standing with you each and every day to make this a better place. Because we believe in one Chatham. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Boy, them boys got caught with a lot of shit there. But in GA, that weed plentiful, man. That bud plentiful in GA. But I'm gonna tell you, like I always say, you know, when you get jammed up with different things, it make it hard on the next thing. You know, you can't say, oh, I'm a plead not guilty on this. They got all this other stuff they're gonna jam you with. Shit just be crazy, man. Shit just be crazy out here. I have to do the news. I hate doing it sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because the simple fact of the matter is, each one of these news articles is somebody. It's a person. This brother or sister means something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they made a bad decision in the decisions they was making, but like I always say, man, life is not over. The brother or sister who got jammed up in this situation, life's not over. You made a bad situation, a bad move, checkmate, is what it is, make other moves and bounce back from it. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? And make positive moves from there. You know? Because like I always say, man, I ain't gonna never say a brother dog fighting because he got caught up with drugs. Brother just a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know how the game go. I know how it go. Brothers don't be fighting. Or I'm gonna say it like this, right? I'm just a firm believer when it comes to dog fighting that you need to be caught in the act of it. I'm not like, my votes don't go for saying a man is fighting dogs because he have a breaking stick, some heavy chains, and maybe a treadmill or something. You know, that don't mean you dog fighting. And I'm not gonna vote for that. You see? And one thing about the game, man, I'm telling you, it's like this right here, right? You never think you're gonna get caught. You never think that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, folk always say, take that money and do something legal with it. You know, take it and do something legal. Just think the legal things that brother could have did with just that weed on the table and that money alone. The legal things that could have been done. You know, and to say, I ain't gonna go back this way. I ain't gonna go back doing nothing else illegal. I'm just gonna use this right here to go legal with and just go forward with it. Listen here, man. I know brothers who went legal with not even 10% of that what they had on the table. Fuck the drugs. I'm talking about the money. Not even 10% of that went legal off that and took it, man. It's a mind thing. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stay in that crump, stay in that crump. It's no different than the folk that you be, or the folk that I'm going to say I used to be around on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Not talking about no particular person. I'm just talking about living the life that I was living. Folk only want you, and folk only want to be around you when you're taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? You stop taking care of these folk, you see how stuff change. You know what I'm saying? So take some of that money that you out here trying to flash. Like the brother made a good saying the other day on Facebook, and I know a lot of y'all seen it. You know, broke niggas trying to prove they ain't broke to a bitch that is broke. I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know, and like I said, it's harder. It's easier said than done. When I'm talking about walking away from the game and just walk away when you're doing good in it and you successful in it, you know. But at the end of the day, man, sometimes you just gotta think, you know what I'm saying, and just like I always say, what matters around you. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to the point where a lot of this stuff is a young fella game, because they may have that 10, 15 years to give to them folk. You know. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna keep y'all brothers and sisters here too long. Like I always say, man, we just try to be safe out here. We just try to be right out here when it comes to anything. You know, I give you that news, that breaking news on the press. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody else gonna give it to you, my brothers, my sisters. You know, you got a lot of fakes, a lot of phonies, a lot of flunkies and wannabes. You know what I'm saying? But they can't do it like the bait. You know, like I told you, I'm back in stride now, man. I'm back in stride now. It is what it is, man. Salute to all them brothers out there with them Red Boy Jocko, them Eli, them Bolio, them Jeep Crosses, them Rascal dogs, them Kobe, Mr. Kobe dogs, pure Kobe dogs. Salute to them brothers with them Epinette dogs. You know what I'm saying? Salute to them brothers with them Mr. Boudreaux, them Hammonds dogs, them Gator dogs. You know what I'm saying? All them brothers taking care of them great bloodlines out here, man. And all the brothers who want to create something, speak about it enough. You know what I'm saying? Speak about it enough, and I'll hear you over here, and I'm start representing with you. We ain't talking about your blood. You know what I'm saying? I know about them brothers who speak about their dogs enough blood. I know BKK blood. You know, speak about it enough. Talk about it enough. Got enough haters hating on them enough. What, they hating for some reason? Hating for some reason. They say when you find a hater, you might find gold. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. Out here with these dogs, you either gonna believe it or you gonna believe it. One way or another, folk it's gonna be what it's gonna be out here. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay legal. Remember, we don't condone anything illegal. You know, you do something illegal, you get jammed up in it, you know where your ass gonna be. PBK9s, Dog Talk and News on the next episode. And we out.